Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be doing generation and conduction of nerve impulses. So this is in the chapter of neural and chemical coordination, I guess. The chapter in which there is resting potential and all that. So we will be learning that how the impulse travels, what are the voltage gates. Now this is going to be a short video as compared to my other videos because this is not as big as a topic as the other things, and fairly less questions come through this, but there is a very high chances that a question may come from this. So it's better that you do it thoroughly. So without any delay we will start now. So this is basically the generation and conduction of nerve impulses. So let's start. So first of all, neurons. Now everybody knows what are neurons. They are the cells in the brain. So these are excitable cells because their membrane are in polarized state. Now what does this statement mean? It means that the neuron cells, these are excitable cells. These are not constant cells, or they just sit there without, they conduct impulses, right? We know that. Also they can be called as excitable cells. And why are they excitable? It is written excitable cells because their membrane are in polarized state. Now what does this polarized state means? There are certain voltage channels, or you can say what exactly does it mean by polarized state? Means that they do conduction. Okay, so there is a constant ongoing influx or efflux of ions. Because of that they remain in a polarized state. Now there is a reason given for why they are polarized state. Polarized state because different types of ion channels are present on neural membrane. So in that neural membrane or the axon membrane, there are certain ion channels. Because of that, these neuron cells are excitable, or you can say they are polarized. Now these ion channels, these are selectively permeable. Another very important, see, these are my notes, so please do them properly. I make them myself. These are directly from the NCRT, strictly NCRT based. NCRT based, that's why please do these notes thoroughly, and you will be fine. और NCRT में बहुत बड़ा बड़ा पैराग्राफ दिया है. I have made them short and written them. You can learn them as it is, and it will I am telling you, it will be enough. So please remember, ion channels are selectively permeable. They will give you different words on how ion channels are, partially permeable, inselectively permeable, or something like that. So remember, it is selectively permeable. Now before going into the mechanism, we will just get a rough idea of how exactly does the nerve impulse occur. Okay, so mechanism of nerve impulse. So it occurs in three steps. First is the resting phase, then it is the depolarized state, then it is the repolarization. So these are the three steps. We will go into each detail and learn it. So across, now remember, these are just, this is not given in the NCRT, but this is, remember, इसके अकॉर्डिंग ही आगे का सब चलेगा. Across the axon membrane, there are sodium and potassium channels, Na or K plus, and positive negative charges. Mechanism works around them. So in the axon membrane, as you can see your diagram in the NCRT, there are sodium and potassium ion channels. So sodium and potassium ion channels, उसके through sodium बाहर जाता है, potassium अंदर जाता है, negative charges goes out, positive charges comes in, and these all processes work through. उसके वजह से this nerve impulse takes place. So it is very important that these things happen. So now I cannot tell you that why ऐसा ही क्यों है या वैसा ही क्यों है. This is present in the body, this is happening like this. So in the NCRT it is given, so I will teach you what exactly happened. You just have to remember it. Okay, so don't go into very deep into this key, why exactly sodium is only present and potassium is only present. That's not your concern. Just learn the mechanism and give your exam, clear your exam. That's your main concern. So that's all. So now we will see the actual proper mechanism detail wise in the next slide. Okay guys, so now we will start the resting phase, which was as I gave you the chart. So resting phase, so it is basically a cycle, but we start as I made the video on cardiac cycle and all that. So we start from the resting phase, but and end somewhere, but it goes on in a cycle. Okay, so now the resting phase. So resting phase में everything is stable, no stimulus, no nothing, no conduction, everything is just stable. Okay, so now there are a couple, see, as I told you, this is not very you know, logical or how things are going. Things are just there, and these things, like the machine is already made. Okay, the machine is already made, now you just have to understand how that machine is working. Okay, now you means what I'm trying to say is, don't try to understand that why is it this type, because when you study it ना, you will see कि यार ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है, मतलब नर्व इम्पल्स कंडक्ट करने के और भी हज़ार तरीके होंगे ना, ऐसे क्यों कंडक्ट करा रहे. बट दैट्स रियली, आई यूज टू गेट दैट क्वेश्चन, आई डोंट नो अबाउट यू गाइज, बट now it's really meaningless to go down that road. So therefore I suggest you just do these notes. These are great. I'm sorry I'm saying it again and again, but really if you do this, I mean, I've really worked hard on them, so you can easily do any question with these. So let's just start. I'm sorry for the pep talk, I'm sorry. So now in the resting phase you have to remember, inside में क्या है, outside में क्या है. ये क्या है, ये axon membrane है. दिस इज़ योर एक्सॉन मेम्ब्रेन, मतलब जो न्यूरॉन है ना, उसके मेम्ब्रेन के बाहर क्या प्रेजेंट है, अंदर क्या प्रेजेंट है. तो जो अंदर की साइड है, अंदर की साइड है, उसमें क्या प्रेजेंट है, के प्लस प्रेजेंट है और नेगेटिव साइन प्रेजेंट है. आई होप यू नोट इट डाउन एंड एवरीथिंग. ओके, सो अंदर के साइड नेगेटिव साइन प्रेजेंट है और के प्लस आयंस प्रेजेंट है, और यू कैन से पोटेशियम आयन प्रेजेंट है. और बाहर के साइड में, ऑन द आउटसाइड, there is positive charge and there is sodium ions. So inside there is a negative charge and potassium ions, outside there is positive charge and sodium ions. Repeat it as I say it, repeat it with me so that you remember it or you can recall it afterwards. I've written it here as well. I don't is this small? Okay, so inside there are negative charges and potassium ions, outside there is positive charges and sodium ions. Okay, this all this is based on the resting phase. So axon, now one more, this is another fact, axon is more permeable to K plus ion than Na plus ion in resting phase, therefore K plus goes out causing a leakage. Now this is a resting phase. Okay, so resting phase में ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, अंदर पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए, K प्लस होना चाहिए, बाहर सॉरी अंदर नेगेटिव होना चाहिए, K प्लस होना चाहिए, और बाहर पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए, सोडियम होना चाहिए. बट व्हाट हैपेंस, द एक्सॉन मेम्ब्रेन, it is very very permeable to the potassium ions or the K plus ions. So because of that there is an imbalance, and what this imbalance causes, because K plus is very much permeable, it goes outside, and when it goes outside it causes a leakage. You know, water is flowing through a pipe and that pipe is leaking, you say that the water is coming out through the pipe, so it is water is more permeable, it is permeable through the pipe, that's why there is a leakage. So just like here there is K plus ka leakage, so K is coming outside, so there is a leakage. Now what exactly do we do to fix this leakage, or to leakage तो हो गया अभी plumber. Okay, so leakage तो हो गया, तो अभी इसको फिक्स करने के लिए क्या करेंगे, सो विल नाउ लर्न दैट इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. Okay, I hope you can see it. So we know that the leakage channels are present, K plus is going out, so it is prevented by sodium potassium pump. Very 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 important. Now if you ask me what is the matlab, there are 1,000 questions which can be formed on this topic, but if you ask me what is the one question which you matlab you select only that one question जो इस topic से आएगा, तो it will be this, the sodium potassium pump. So what is the sodium potassium pump? It is used to prevent the leakage channels. मतलब जो K plus बाहर आ रहे थे ना एक्सेस में, उनको प्रिवेंट करने के लिए क्या होता है, सोडियम पोटेशियम पंप. एंड वो इन दिस पंप व्हाट हैपेंस, 3Na प्लस 3, मतलब देख, इट इज़ मोर परमिएबल टू पोटेशियम, बट थोड़ा सोडियम ऑल्सो इज गोइंग इनसाइड एंड पोटेशियम इज कमिंग आउटसाइड. बट ज़्यादा मात्रा में पोटेशियम आ रहा है पर सोडियम भी अंदर जा ही रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा. सो नाउ इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग टू रिमेंबर दैट 3Na plus. Now we have to bring it back to how it was. So how will we bring it back to how it was? We will throw the 3Na plus outward and we will bring 2K plus inward. Okay, so जो K plus बाहर गया था उसमें से 2 वापस लाओ और जो Na अंदर आता 3 बाहर भेजो. Very simple, just learn it. 2k plus, learn it this way, 2k plus are brought back inside, 3 Na plus are thrown outside. So 3 Na plus are thrown outside, 2k plus are brought back inside. Very very important, please learn it. Sodium potassium pump, it is very important. Now we will move on to the next phase, that is the depolarization. Okay guys, so now we will do the depolarized state. So we just did the resting phase, so now we will do the further step, which is the depolarized state. So depolarized state, इसमें एक्चुअली में स्टिम्युलस कैरी होता है. रेस्टिंग फेज तो बस ऐसे ही था. जब स्टिम्युलस आता है तब द न्यूरॉन मेम्ब्रेन और the stimulus is carried. So when the stimulus comes, now everything that I've written here, it can be MCQ. So this is very very important. Please note it down and learn it. Fix it in your brain. Only voltage gate sodium channels open. This only carries your 4 marks. Cause exam में आएगा कि during the depolarized state, what is true regarding the depolarized state in neuron. Your options will be sodium and potassium gate open, sodium gate open, potassium gate open, none of them open. The answer is only the sodium gate open. There is also a potassium gate, but that does not open. What opens? Only the sodium gate opens. So this sodium, very very important, only the sodium gate open. There is a influx of Na plus. This Na क्या होता है? Na अंदर आ जाता है because of the stimulus. Na comes inside and this is called as action potential. So you also, it can be a question, where does action potential occur? It occurs in the depolarized state. So ये Na अंदर आ जाता है. तो Na अंदर आता है तो अभी चार्ज का कैसे चेंज होगा? इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ना. Na, you know, forget K. Okay, for now forget K. So Na comes inside. Na क्या है? In resting phase, how was the scene? What was it in resting phase? Outside was, look back, take the video back and take a look at the resting phase का axon का state of the charges. And minus किधर है, plus किधर है? Outside was plus, right? So now what happens? The outside was plus and Na was present. Na plus was present. So the Na plus अब जब अंदर आएगा तो it will carry the positive charges with it. Remember is, as I'm telling you, if you go dive deep into it, there are a lot of mechanisms, but remember it how I'm telling you. हम क्या बोलते हैं? Na plus ion, right? That's what I'm saying. Forget the K plus ion for now. Na plus ion. So Na plus ion, it carries the plus with it and it comes inside. So when there is a influx of Na, so Na plus comes inside. So along with it, it brings the चार्ज. ओके, सो अंदर का भी क्या हो जाता है? अंदर का भी पॉजिटिव हो जाता है. एंड देन ऑब्वियसली इफ यू ब्रिंग द पॉजिटिव आउटसाइड, देन द नेगेटिव विल गो बाहर. मतलब इफ यू ब्रिंग पॉजिटिव इनसाइड, नेगेटिव विल गो बाहर. सो अल्टीमेटली दिस इज द डायग्राम यू हैव टू लर्न. और दिस इज आउटसाइड क्या हो जाता है? नेगेटिव. इनसाइड क्या हो जाता है? पॉजिटिव. इनसाइड पॉजिटिव और आउटसाइड नेगेटिव. सो दिस प्रोसेस कीप्स मूविंग फॉरवर्ड. सो बेसिकली क्या होता है? इफ आई टेल यू अभी, have you read like transcription or something like that? Transcription, translation, in that you have seen, or splicing, basically the genetics ka chapter. So basically I will tell you how this works. It's like, have you seen that in stadiums, in big stadiums, football stadiums, people do something called wave. ऐसे wave करते हैं दोनों हाथ मिला के, then that wave goes whole around the stadium. ऐसे wave मतलब you, when your turn comes, you do the wave and then you sit and the waves travel. मतलब क्या होता है? this is same, that is a very good example. This is same. तो इसमें भी क्या होता है? nerve impulse, हम we conduct nerve impulse and then it goes back to its normal state. So this is वो wave वाला. अभी इनके हाथ ऊपर है, अभी आगे जाएगा. this keeps moving forward. ये आगे जाता है, ये नॉर्मल में आ जाएगा. ये जो सेगमेंट है, इसके आगे भी एक सेगमेंट होगा, राइट? सो ये हो जाएगा, इधर से इतना सेगमेंट हो गया, फिर ये आगे चला जाएगा. फिर ये सब जो प्रोसेस है वो इधर होगा और इधर होगा. उसको हम रिपोलराइजेशन बोलते हैं. वो हम आगे पढ़ेंगे, विल स्टडी दैट फर्दर. बट दिस नाउ, इधर क्या, व्हाट हैपेंड हियर? डीपोलराइजेशन हैपेंड हियर. सो नाउ दिस विल गो इन द नेक्स्ट सेगमेंट. सो नाउ दिस, इधर क्या होगा? इधर रिपोलराइजेशन हो जाएगा. बट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर द फैक्ट्स. अभी क्या है? outside, repeat it with me, very important. Outside now there is negative charge, inside there is positive charge. In the resting phase, again I'm saying, turn back the slide. In the resting phase, outside was the positive charge and inside was the negative charge. सो नाउ अभी उल्टा हो गया. वाई? बिकॉज देयर वाज एन इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ Na केम इनसाइड. सो नाउ वी विल सी दैट अभी ये इसका क्या होगा, ये ऐसे आगे हो जाएगा राइट, अभी इधर हो जाएगा. पर ये तो ऐसा नहीं रख सकते ना, वी हैव टू ब्रिंग इट बैक टू द रेस्टिंग फेज और हाउ इट वाज. सो दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड repolarization. For repolarization, what processes occur, we will learn that now. One second. Okay, so let's start now. Repolarization. So repolarization, as I told you, there is already a depolarized state जो हमने पढ़ा, तो अभी उसको back to normal करना है. Depolarized state में again I am repeating, very very important. Depolarized state में बाहर नेगेटिव था, अंदर पॉजिटिव था. और व्हाट वी हैव टू गेन, वी हैव टू अगेन गेन बैक दी रेस्टिंग फेज. और रेस्टिंग फेज में बाहर पॉजिटिव था, अंदर नेगेटिव था. बाहर Na+ था, अंदर K+ था. डीपोलराइज स्टेट में बाहर नेगेटिव है, अंदर पॉजिटिव है, और Na+ भी अंदर है. तो हमें क्या करना है, वापस Na+ बाहर डालना है और पॉजिटिव भी बाहर ही डालना है. अंदर क्या होना चाहिए, नेगेटिव होना चाहिए, K+ होना चाहिए. ओके, सो नाउ the area which was depolarized is now brought back to normal. You understand? Now depolarized हो गया राइट. सो वो depolarized आगे आगे चलता जाएगा, नर्व इम्पल्स वैसे कैरी होता जाएगा, और जो रिमेनिंग जो पार्ट depolarized हो गया वो बैक टू नॉर्मल थ्रू repolarization. सो इसके लिए क्या होता है, अगेन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दिस, voltage gated K+ channel open, therefore there is efflux of K+, not influx, efflux. What does efflux mean? बाहर जाना, बाहर फेंकना. इनफ्लक्स मतलब इन अंदर आ रहा है, इनसाइड. efflux मतलब आउटसाइड जाना. तो ऐसे इट गेट्स वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग. यू थिंक दैट डीपोलराइजेशन में देर इज इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ Na और रिपोलराइजेशन में देर इज इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ K+. इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. In depolarization there is an influx of Na, and in repolarization there is a efflux of K+. मतलब K+ को हम बाहर भेजते हैं. क्यों भेजते हैं, I will again explain to you. Now अभी जैसे मैंने बोला कि Na हम क्या बोलते हैं, Na+ होता है, तो उसके साथ जो प्लस कैरी करता है वो अंदर आता है, इसकी वजह से इट बिकम्स पॉजिटिव. Now you can remember same like that for K+. Now what we have to do, what is in the resting phase, I told you we have to get back the resting phase. तो रेस्टिंग फेज में वी हैव टू पुट दी K+ आउटसाइड, मतलब जो पॉजिटिव चार्ज है दैट शुड बी आउटसाइड. सो हाउ कैन वी डू दैट, वी कैन टेक दिस K+ में भी प्लस है ना, K+ को बाहर भेज दो राइट. K+ में भी प्लस है, पॉजिटिव चार्ज है, हमको पॉजिटिव बाहर चाहिए, Na नहीं भेज सकते हम, Na नहीं, हमको K+ ही भेजना है. तो क्या कर दो, K+ को बाहर भेज दो. सो दैट्स वाई देर इज एन इफ्लक्स ऑफ K+. सो एज यू कैन सी इन दिस डायग्राम, K+. अब इधर क्या है, बाहर पॉजिटिव है, अंदर नेगेटिव है. हो गया रेस्टिंग फेज? नहीं हुआ. क्यों नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि K+ बाहर नहीं था राइट. वी आर लर्निंग इट इन अ वे कि K+ इज कैरिंग द पॉजिटिव चार्ज, दैट्स वाई इट इज आउटसाइड. बट अभी के लिए बस चार्जेस रिस्टोर्ड हुए. रेस्टिंग फेज में क्या था, बस पॉजिटिव एक चार्ज था और नेगेटिव था, वो रिस्टोर हो गया, बाहर पॉजिटिव आ गया, अंदर नेगेटिव आ गया. बट नाउ वी हैव टू ऑल्सो ब्रिंग बैक द आयंस. Okay, K+ was not outside, K+ was inside. As you have seen in the resting phase, K+ was inside and Na+ was outside. So हमको वो भी वापस लाना है. उसके लिए क्या करना है, this, guess the voltage that sodium potassium pump, वो चाहिए. उसकी वजह, उससे क्या होता है, 2 Na अंदर, 3 N+ बाहर. So we will first complete this slide, then I'll show you the sodium का this. So outside it is positive, inside it is negative. Learn this slide as well. This is why repolarization occurs. And now simple sodium potassium pump. I will just rub it and draw it, and I hope you have copied it. So now this is your membrane. दिस इज योर एक्सॉन मेम्ब्रेन. नाउ अब तक क्या हुआ है, हमको यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव मिल गया है, अंदर नेगेटिव मिल गया. वी हैव अचीव्ड दिस. नाउ व्हाट वी हैव टू अचीव, फॉर नाउ K+ इज आउटसाइड, Na+ इज इनसाइड. Na plus, why is it inside? In the depolarized state, Na plus came inside. Why is K plus outside? In the repolarization state, K plus went outside. So now what we do, 2K plus inside, 3 Na plus outside. Sodium, potassium, pump. Now again this happens. So that is why resting phase में, see there are two things. It is also leakage जो हमने पढ़ा leakage channel, ये leakage channel के लिए भी applicable है and इसके लिए भी applicable है. Okay, to recharge the charge. So दोनों के लिए it is applicable. So now that is all for the mechanism and conduction of nerve impulse. Now if you want me to make videos on any other topic, any other mechanism, now mostly my videos are based on the 11 topics, but if you want me to, I have made a video on lac operon. If you want me to make more such videos on genetics chapter, or for that matter anything, मतलब biotechnology, any chapter you want me to make a video, I'll surely make a video on that. Please like the video if you learned something. Please subscribe the channel, I would really appreciate it. I don't really have many subscribers. I have one, I guess. That also I don't know if it's real or not, but please consider to subscribe if you can. And these are my personal notes. You can copy them from the board. I've written as it is. I first write them down on the book schedule, how I will teach exactly. Then I teach you guys. So it really takes a lot of effort. So please mind subscribing. And I hope you learned something. One question may come in neat. So that's all. Take care. Bye. Thank you.